She says she's not interested, but her body language tells a different story. She claims you're just a friend, but there's something in her eyes that suggests otherwise. She acts indifferent, but she always seems to be around when you are. Today we are decoding the complex psychology behind why women sometimes pretend not to like you when they actually do. Understanding this behavior isn't about manipulation or games. It's about recognizing the deeper psychological and social forces that drive human attraction and the strategies people use to protect themselves while navigating romantic interest. The truth is, both men and women engage in protective behaviors when they're attracted to someone. But women face unique social pressures that make pretending disinterest a common defensive strategy. By understanding these patterns, you can navigate these situations with wisdom, patience, and authentic confidence. The first reason women pretend not to like you is self-protection. Showing romantic interest makes anyone vulnerable. When a woman reveals her attraction, she risks rejection, judgment, or having that interest used against her. Pretending indifference is a way to test your interest and commitment while protecting her ego and reputation. Think about it from her perspective. If she shows obvious interest and you don't reciprocate, she faces embarrassment and potential social judgment. If she reveals her feelings and you lose interest because the chase is over, she's invested emotional energy in someone who wasn't genuinely interested in her as a person. By maintaining the facade of disinterest, she can observe your behavior when you think she's not romantically available. Do you still treat her well? Do you still make an effort to spend time with her? Do you remain respectful and consistent in your character? This testing phase helps her determine if your interest is genuine or superficial. Women have been socially conditioned for generations to be cautious about showing romantic interest too quickly or too obviously. Society often judges women more harshly for being forward or easy, creating additional pressure to appear selective and hard to get. The second psychological driver is the desire to increase perceived value. Basic economics teaches us that scarcity increases value. When something is easily available, we tend to value it less than something that requires effort to obtain. Women instinctively understand this dynamic and use it strategically. By appearing uninterested, she increases her perceived value in your eyes. The chase becomes more engaging, and your interest potentially becomes stronger because you have to work for her attention and approval. This isn't necessarily conscious manipulation. It's often an unconscious strategy based on evolutionary psychology. Throughout human history, females who were too quick to select mates often ended up with partners who weren't committed to staying around. Those who required courtship and demonstrated value were more likely to secure long-term committed partners who would help raise offspring. Modern dating still operates on these ancient patterns, even when conscious reproduction isn't the goal. The woman who appears too available might be seen as having lower standards or less value, while the woman who seems selective appears more desirable. The third reason is social proof and reputation management. Women are often more concerned with how their romantic choices reflect on them socially. Being seen as too eager or easy to win can damage their reputation among peers and potentially affect future romantic prospects. By pretending not to like you, she maintains her image as someone with high standards who doesn't fall for just anyone. This protects her social status while she privately evaluates whether you're worth the potential reputation risk. This is especially true in social circles where gossip travels quickly or in professional environments where romantic relationships might affect her career or standing. The appearance of disinterest allows her to explore the connection privately while maintaining her public image. The fourth psychological factor is the fear of appearing needy or desperate. Modern dating culture has created toxic dynamics where showing genuine interest is often interpreted as neediness. Women have learned that appearing too interested can actually push men away, especially those who enjoy the challenge of pursuit. Many women have experienced the frustrating pattern where showing clear interest causes a man to lose interest immediately. This teaches them that maintaining some level of mysterious distance is often more effective for keeping a man engaged than being open and honest about their feelings. This creates a paradox where authenticity is punished and game-playing is rewarded, leading to the very behavior that confuses and frustrates men who prefer direct communication. The fifth reason is testing your confidence and persistence. By acting disinterested, she's observing how you respond to apparent rejection. Do you become needy and start chasing harder? Do you give up immediately at the first sign of resistance? Do you become angry or bitter? Or do you maintain your confidence and continue being your authentic self? Your response to her apparent disinterest tells her volumes about your character, emotional maturity, and relationship potential. The man who becomes desperate when faced with seeming rejection reveals insecurity and neediness. The man who gives up immediately might not have been genuinely interested to begin with, but the man who remains confident continues being himself and doesn't let apparent rejection change his behavior, demonstrates emotional strength and authentic interest that goes beyond surface-level attraction. So how do you recognize when disinterest might be performance rather than reality? There are several behavioral patterns that reveal true interest despite verbal claims otherwise. First, pay attention to her actions rather than her words. Does she consistently make time for you despite claiming she's too busy for romance? Does she initiate contact even while maintaining that you're just friends? Does she remember details about your life and bring up topics from previous conversations? Second, observe her body language during interactions. Does she maintain eye contact longer than necessary? Does she find reasons to touch you casually? Does she orient her body toward you during group conversations? Does she laugh at your jokes even when they're not particularly funny? Third, notice her availability patterns. Is she consistently available when you suggest hanging out, despite claiming disinterest? Does she create opportunities to spend time with you? Does she show up at places where she knows you'll be? Fourth, watch for jealousy signals. Does she seem bothered when other women show interest in you? Does she ask questions about your dating life while claiming not to care? Does her mood change when you mention other romantic prospects? The key to navigating these situations is maintaining authentic confidence while being patient and perceptive. Don't play games in response to games. Instead, be consistently yourself while creating safe opportunities for her to reveal her true feelings. Continue being genuinely interested and attentive without becoming needy or pushy. Show through your actions that you're not easily discouraged by surface-level rejection, but you're also not desperate for anyone's approval. Create low-pressure environments where she can let her guard down gradually. This might mean spending time in group settings where she feels safer, engaging in activities that feel more like friendship than dating, or having conversations that reveal your character and values. Most importantly, be willing to accept authentic disinterest if that's what her behavior consistently demonstrates. The goal isn't to convince someone who genuinely isn't interested. It's to recognize when apparent disinterest might be protective behavior and respond with patience and understanding. Remember that some women genuinely aren't interested and aren't playing games. Learning to distinguish between protective behavior and authentic disinterest is crucial for avoiding harassment and respecting boundaries. Real disinterest is usually consistent across all behaviors. She doesn't make time for you, doesn't initiate contact, shows no jealousy about your romantic life, and creates distance rather than opportunities for connection. Her body language remains closed and formal, and she doesn't remember or engage with details about your life. The woman who's pretending disinterest while harboring attraction will show inconsistencies between her words and actions. She'll say one thing but behave in ways that suggest something different. Understanding this dynamic can help you navigate romantic situations with greater wisdom and patience. Instead of taking apparent rejection personally or giving up immediately, you can observe the full pattern of behavior and respond appropriately. However, this knowledge comes with responsibility. Never use this understanding to justify ignoring clear verbal boundaries or pushing past explicit rejection. The goal is to recognize when someone might be interested but cautious, not to rationalize pursuing someone who has clearly stated their disinterest. If you suspect someone likes you despite claiming otherwise, the best approach is to continue being your authentic self while creating safe spaces for honesty. Be patient, be consistent, and be respectful. If there's genuine interest beneath the surface, it will eventually reveal itself. If there isn't genuine interest, your patient and respectful behavior will preserve the relationship and your reputation while allowing you to move forward with clarity. The most attractive response to this behavior is confident patience. Don't become reactive or try to force clarity through confrontation. Instead, demonstrate through your consistent behavior that you're someone worth trusting with genuine feelings. This means being emotionally stable, respecting boundaries, showing genuine interest in her as a person beyond romantic potential, and proving that your interest isn't purely physical or superficial. Women engage in this behavior because they've learned it's often necessary for self-protection in a dating culture that can be harsh and unforgiving. Understanding this reality with compassion rather than frustration will make you more attractive and help you build better relationships. The goal isn't to win against her defensive strategies. The goal is to become the kind of man who makes such strategies unnecessary by being trustworthy, consistent, and genuinely caring. If you're ready to navigate these complex dynamics with wisdom and authenticity, to become someone who creates safety for genuine expression rather than requiring defensive behavior, comment below, "I choose authentic confidence." Remember, the most attractive men aren't those who can decode games and manipulation. They're those who create environments where games and manipulation become unnecessary through their character and consistency.